Hi, my name is Maggie Thompson, and for my capstone project, my topic will be the gender gap and gender inequality, and specifically how social media has helped bring light to the issues of gender inequality. Um, One thing specific I want to discuss in my project are hashtags because I feel like social media is centered around these hashtags, and specifically, gender inequality has been more discussed because of hashtags. Two of the hashtags that um, I'm doing research on that goes with gender inequality are the Me Too, hashtag Me Too, and hashtag He for She. And these hashtags actually started movements too. The Me Too movement was started in 2006, and it was started to bring up the abuse that women face and to bring to light their stories. Um, and the hashtag He for She was actually started through the UN and Emma Watson, who is an actress. They started it not as a hashtag necessarily for women, but more for men and for men to stand up and stand with women and show that they think the inequality is unfair too, and just to show their support. Um, so most hashtags are actually seen throughout Twitter. So Twitter is one of the apps that I definitely want to focus on that brings up issues with the gender gap and gender inequality. Um, And specifically, one statistic that I found when doing some research is that more people have started discussing issues ever since, specifically, one of the statistics was when Emma Watson um, went and spoke about the campaign, the He for She, and the hashtag and the campaign for it. The topic of conversation arose. The numbers were crazy how many people were starting to discuss it more. So these hashtags are actually working and actually making a difference. Um, Other social media apps, obviously, I want to discuss. One is TikTok, and there's one video that specifically had to do with bringing up gender inequality. It was more bringing awareness of how women have this sign that they use in a video if they can't necessarily talk and saying that they're being abused. They use this sign to ask for help, and it went viral, and now so many people know these signs. Um, and for Instagram, there's been many accounts that have come up on Instagram to help with the gender inequality and the gender gap. Um, so I'm going to be looking into those accounts. There are a lot of feminist accounts that just bring attention, bring statistics, just empowering women, men, everyone to, stop the gender inequality. Um, Yes, so that is what I want to include in my website. I want to make a WordPress website and split the website up into these categories. One main focus would be just the hashtags and their movements in general, a little background on how they started and um, what improvements we have seen from these movements. So follow the storyline of that with multimedia within that showing, media of when the movements and the campaigns and the rallies were at their high, pictures of it. If I can get videos of it too, incorporate that in there. And then diving deep into some of the Instagram accounts and how Instagram has helped, and looking at the TikTok accounts too. Twitter would probably be tied in mostly with the hashtags, but also talking about Twitter separately. Um, Questions that I have. I'm not sure if there's anything else I should include outside of just social media platforms, if there's any other technologies, if I should include any other technologies in general that have helped with the gender gap. Um, yeah, I'm not sure and I'm not sure exactly how I want to set up my paging. Like I said, I want to focus specifically on the hashtags and put a lot of focus to them, but I'm not sure the rest of them. Should I just dedicate a page to Instagram? What type of format I should follow? And if each of them should have their own page, kind of. So I'm not sure how I want to work with that. And what other kind of multimedias I want to include that aren't personal. I was thinking of doing maybe some interviews on the gender gap and gender inequality, but I think that might be a little too personal. So I'm not sure what other type of forms of multimedia besides videos and pictures that I can find throughout the movement and throughout TikTok, like stuff like that, that I could include. But I'm gonna brainstorm with that. So that's my project, and that is where I'm at currently with my project.